Have you ever wondered what the secret is to a long, healthy life after 70? Maybe you've noticed some folks your age who seem to have endless energy, while others struggle more than they should. It makes you think, what's the difference? Is it just luck? Or are there real, tangible signs that can tell us how long and how well we'll live in our later years? Well, the good news is, research has uncovered some key indicators, little clues hidden in our daily habits, our bodies, and even our attitudes that can give us a pretty good idea of what the future might hold. And the best part? Many of these signs are within our control. That means, no matter where you're starting from, there's always something you can do to tip the scales in your favor. Today, we're going to explore 7 of these signs. The things that doctors and scientists say really matter when it comes to predicting longevity after 70. Some might surprise you. Others, you may already know deep down. But by the end, you'll have a clearer picture of what to focus on if you want to add more good, vibrant years to your life. So, let's start with the first sign, one that's so simple, yet so powerful. Sign number 1, how easily you move. You know that feeling when you get up from a chair and your knees protest a little? Or when you walk to the mailbox and realize you're a bit more winded than you used to be. It's easy to brush those moments off as just part of getting older, but here's the truth. How easily you move, whether walking, climbing stairs, or even just standing up from the couch, is one of the biggest predictors of how long you'll live. Researchers call this mobility. And it's not just about avoiding aches and pains. It's about strength, balance, and flexibility, all the things that keep you independent. Studies show that people who maintain good mobility in their 70s and beyond tend to live longer, healthier lives. Why? Because when your body moves well, it means your muscles, heart, and joints are still in good working order. It also means you're less likely to take a bad fall or become sedentary, which can lead to a whole host of problems. Now, if you're thinking, well, I'm not as spry as I used to be, don't worry. The beautiful thing about mobility is that it's never too late to improve. Even small changes, like taking a short walk every day, doing some gentle stretches in the morning, or practicing standing up from a chair without using your hands, can make a big difference over time. The key is to keep moving, even if it's just a little. Your future self will thank you. Sign number 2, the strength of your social connections. Here's something you might not expect. Your friendships and relationships aren't just good for your mood, they're good for your lifespan. That's right. Studies have found that people over 70 who have strong social connections, whether it's family, friends, or even a close-knit community group, tend to live longer than those who feel isolated or lonely. Now, why would that be? Well, think about it. When you have people to talk to, share meals with, or even just laugh with, life feels richer. You have reasons to get out of the house, things to look forward to, and a support system when times get tough. All of that reduces stress, keeps your mind sharp, and even strengthens your immune system. On the other hand, loneliness can take a real toll on both your mental and physical health, sometimes as much as smoking or obesity. But here's the thing. Social connections don't have to look a certain way. Maybe you've got a big family nearby. Maybe you've got 1 or 2 close friends you talk to every week. Or maybe you found a sense of community in a hobby, a place of worship, or even an online group. What matters is that you feel connected, valued, and engaged with others. If you've been feeling a little lonely lately, don't be afraid to reach out. Call an old friend, join a club, strike up a conversation with a neighbor. Even small interactions can add up to big benefits over time. After all, we're wired for connection, no matter our age. Now, let's move on to the third sign, one that's all about what's happening inside your body. You know, sometimes the most important signs of a long, healthy life aren't the ones we can see right away. They're the quiet, subtle things happening inside our bodies, the way our cells renew themselves, how our organs keep humming along, and whether our internal systems are working as smoothly as they should. That brings us to our next sign, and it's one that might surprise you. Sign number 3, your grip strength. Now, you might be thinking, what does how hard I can squeeze something have to do with how long I'll live? Well, as it turns out, a lot. Research has shown that grip strength is a surprisingly reliable indicator of overall health, especially as we age. It's not just about being able to open a stubborn jar of pickles, though that's certainly a nice bonus. Strong grip strength is linked to better muscle mass, stronger bones, and even a healthier heart. Here's why. As we get older, we naturally lose muscle, a condition called sarcopenia. But if your grip remains strong, it's a sign that you're holding on to that muscle better than most. And since muscle helps protect your joints, keeps your metabolism active, and even supports your balance, maintaining it can mean fewer falls, more energy, and a longer, more independent life. The good news? You can improve your grip strength at any age. Simple things like squeezing a stress ball, carrying groceries instead of pushing a cart, or even gardening can help. And if you want to take it a step further, light resistance training, like lifting small hand weights or using resistance bands, can work wonders. The key is consistency. Little efforts add up over time, and before you know it, you'll be surprising yourself with how strong you still are. Sign number 4, how well you sleep. Sleep. It's one of those things we don't fully appreciate until we start losing it. But here's the thing, sleep isn't just about feeling rested. It's your body's way of repairing itself, recharging your brain, and keeping your immune system strong. And after 70, the quality of your sleep can tell you a lot about your long-term health. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm lucky if I get 5 hours these days. And yes, it's true that sleep patterns often change as we age. But the real concern isn't just how much you sleep, it's how well you sleep. Do you wake up feeling refreshed? Or do you toss and turn, waking up multiple times during the night? Frequent interruptions, very light sleep, or chronic insomnia aren't just annoyances. They've been linked to higher risks of heart disease, memory problems, and even a weaker immune system. So, what can you do if your sleep isn't what it used to be? First, don't just accept it as part of getting older. Small changes can make a big difference. Try keeping a regular bedtime, avoiding heavy meals or caffeine too late in the day, and making sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet. Gentle movement during the day, like walking or stretching, can also help you sleep more deeply at night. And if you've been struggling for a while, it might be worth talking to your doctor. Sometimes, simple adjustments can bring back those restful nights. Now, let's move on to the next sign, one that's all about what's going on in your mind. You know, when we think about living a long and healthy life, we often focus on the physical, what we eat, how we move, the numbers on our medical tests. But there's something just as powerful, something that shapes not just how long we live, but how well we live. And that brings us to our next sign, one that starts between your ears but affects every cell in your body. Sign number 5, your attitude toward aging. Here's a fascinating truth. How you think about getting older can actually influence how long you live. Studies have shown that people with a positive, empowered attitude about aging tend to live longer, up to 7.5 years longer, in fact, than those who see getting older as nothing but decline. Why? Because when you believe your later years can still be vibrant and meaningful, you're more likely to take care of yourself, stay socially engaged, and keep pursuing the things that bring you joy. On the flip side, if you've ever caught yourself saying things like, well, what do you expect at my age? Or, I'm too old to try that, you might be subconsciously limiting not just your experiences, but your lifespan. Our minds are powerful. When we expect decline, we often stop challenging ourselves, physically, mentally, and socially. But when we focus on what's still possible, we keep growing, learning, and thriving. So how can you cultivate this life-extending mindset? Start by noticing your self-talk. Replace "I can't" with "I'll try." Seek out stories of people doing remarkable things in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, because they're everywhere once you start looking. And most importantly, keep setting small, meaningful goals for yourself, whether learning a new skill, volunteering, or planning that trip you've always dreamed about. Your brain believes what you tell it, so feed it hope, not limitations. Sign number 6, your sense of purpose. This one's deeply personal, because your why is as unique as you are. That project in your garage, those grandchildren you adore, the garden you nurture, the stories you write. These aren't just hobbies or responsibilities. They might be keeping you alive. Research shows that seniors with a strong sense of purpose have lower risks of heart disease, better cognitive function, and yes, longer lives. Purpose isn't about changing the world, unless that's what fuels you. It's about having reasons to get up in the morning that go beyond routine. Maybe it's mentoring younger people, preserving family history, advocating for a cause, or simply being the person who always remembers birthdays. When we feel needed and engaged, our bodies respond with lower stress hormones, healthier inflammation levels, and even stronger immune responses. If you've been feeling adrift, try this. Think back to moments when time seemed to fly by. What were you doing? Who were you with? Those clues often point to your purpose. Then start small. Bake for neighbors. Teach a skill. Join a book club. Purpose grows when we use our gifts, however simple they may seem. Sign number 7. Your ability to adapt. Life after 70 isn't without its challenges, losses, health changes, shifting roles. But here's the remarkable pattern researchers found. The people who navigate these years best aren't necessarily the healthiest or wealthiest. They're the most adaptable. They're the ones who, when they can't play tennis anymore, take up swimming. When they downsize their home, they focus on making it cozy rather than mourning what's gone. This trait, called resilience, affects longevity because stress harms our bodies when it's constant and unmanaged. But adaptable people find ways to reset, whether through humor, faith, creative outlets, or simply choosing to focus on what they can control. Like the 81-year-old who told me, "My knees took my hiking boots, but they'll never take my binoculars. Bird watching is my adventure now." Building resilience starts with small reframes. Instead of "this is terrible," try "this is different. How can I work with it?" Stay curious. Learning new things keeps your brain flexible in more ways than one. And most importantly, give yourself permission to grieve changes while still moving forward, bringing it all together. So there you have it. 7 signs that whisper secrets about our longevity, from our handshakes to our outlooks. But here's what I really want you to remember. These aren't just predictors. They're opportunities. Every one of these signs can be strengthened, no matter where you're starting from today. Want to improve several at once? Try this. Invite a friend for a daily walk. You'll boost mobility, sign number 1. Strengthen social ties, sign number 2. Improve sleep, sign number 4. And likely end up laughing, which is great for resilience, sign number 7. That's the beautiful thing. These habits feed each other. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these signs surprised you most? What's one small change you'll try this week? Drop a comment below. Your story might inspire someone else. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you thrive in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Because the best years aren't behind you. They're the ones you're living right now, one intentional day at a time. Here's to your health, your joy, and all the meaningful moments still to come. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're not just adding years to your life. You're adding life to your years.